Hey guys, so today on this breakdown, we're going to be discussing the difference between a 32 dump and a 33 dump, or a middle scoop versus a middle link scoop. So we're going to be comparing both. Obviously, as you can see, the first one we're going to have a look at is the middle link or the 32 scoop. Now, this is a play that you probably learned very early in your touch career. I remember it was one of the first sort of go-to moves that I learned as a junior, something that we actually not only did we train, we actually did it during a game. So we have a middle, and these are our two links here. Now, all that's going to happen is basically this middle's got the ball, and they're going to dump the ball with this link at dummy half. And they're going to run at the middle who makes the touch because they're offside. We call it fading, which means instead of this link getting to dummy half, this middle actually gets the ball out in front of the link. In doing so, hooks onto this middle and drags them off center. Now, look, let's just watch the way that this happens. You can see now he's brought that middle over, and now the middle's already on a path this way. Okay, and this is something that is a big benefit when you are a ball playing link. You can already take the momentum of the middle and the link this way, which allows you an easier access to that open side. So if you've got someone that's a really a dominant passer with a bit of speed, you can have them at link there, because by dragging, you can look at the movement of the defensive middle. They've already started moving to the side, and when you're already on that motion towards your corner, it's very hard to then turn and compete. So you can pick up with the ball, and all of a sudden, now these three players here have to make a quick decision. Do you hold with a late shut? Do you automatically shut? That's obviously something to discuss at training, but it does allow the holes to be hit and this ball player to pick his correct option. So let's see how this panned out. Try time. So let's have another look at another example. I think I said that right. Okay, so here's our latch coming on. We're going to talk about a latch in an upcoming video, or if I actually put that video out first, you can disregard that statement. So let's just keep going because I have no idea what order I'm going to put these in. So we have a middle here. He's going to receive well, we'll fast forward until he gets the ball. So we just got a 2 pass here. Now, this middle is going to be making the touch. They're going to be playing the ball for this link. But let's have a look how far they drag this guy over. See how again, his line is already going towards the corner. He's already going this way, which means this guy's everyone's going to, I know there's 4 arrows, but 2 of them represent the middle. So the whole momentum is shifting towards that corner, which when you pick up from dummy half, it should allow you a much easier access. Yeah, you can see they've already just gone this way. And now the open side have to step up, and you can play that 4-on-3. So again, if you've got a nice pass on you, the middle link is actually quite a nice option. And that's a nice pass. All right, let's have a look at one more. There he is. You can see he's on a movement over. Now he's got the middle in front of him. So the middle's got to chase him over because he's already engaged that middle. Let's just play this one through at full speed, and then I'm going to talk about one downside there is to middle link. Yep, so the open side's available, and they score the try. The one downside to this, if we go back to here, let's say as he's fading across, this link becomes active and steps forward and talks to his middle and gets his middle to drop back to here. All of a sudden now we're trying to fade for our link, and there's a really good video of this on my video about man on defense, and you see it from the camera. The camera's positioned behind the defenders, and it really shows that link is able to make that touch there, which in this case, if that was a link, the middle would be here and you'd just go man on. So that is one sort of risk that you take with a 32 dump. Okay, but if you're confident that you can get that middle every time and drag them off center and drag them away from where they want to be, and put them on a trajectory that's already to the oh, there's one more example. Put him on a trajectory that's already to the short side. He's going to hook this middle here, and he's going to make him run away from the center before he dumps the ball, as you can see here. So as he's dumped the ball, you can see his momentum is this way. Fix that arrow. And he's turned outwards, which is what you want. You want their hips to turn outwards. So now when you play into the space, it's a 4-on-3. And that one's out the back. Crisp ball. Another nice pass. So that there is a 32 scoop, or a middle link scoop. Now, if you are noticing that, let's talk about a middle or a 33 scoop now. So this is something that is getting more common, because what happens is, let's just go back to the 32 and talking about that higher link. A higher link will never actually come and make the touch when it's a middle, or very rarely. You might see it in iron defense, but normal shutdown defense, the link will only make that touch if their link, sorry, I've just had dinner, if their link is in the play the ball. So let's just imagine these are two middles, and this is your link. He comes in to try and make that touch. As soon as he makes the touch, it's just a rip pass straight to your link, 2-on-1 down the sideline. So they don't come in like that. But let's just play forward in slow motion, a middle. So you notice now, this middle cuts in, is going to step in and then straighten up into this hole here. All right, so essentially now, this player is going to be ball playing as if like a 32 sort of style, but instead it's hard to explain. It's the first time I've ever tried to explain this, but you can look at the body position of the defender. Instead of being dragged out, he's been dragged in, which now means you have easier access to do this. So he's dragged in, and you can go to the short side. So if you are going to be a ball player and you're relying on your foot speed rather than your long pass, I would go middle. Here's another one. Foot speed. But just look how he turns that player in. The aim is to turn that player in, but he's got him squared up. Now he's going to start backpedaling. And because he starts backpedaling, it just does put him in a vulnerable spot to be just a little bit behind with the run like that. Another couple of examples on middle. But again, it's always about, you do middle when you really want to flex your running here. There it is there. So we turn the player in, and now we've gone short side. Let's just go back and have a look at that dump in particular. All right, so he's lined up his middle here, and he's going to angle in at the last minute. Now, if he does stay in good shape like he is now and just pull a corner, then you step back and play the open side from dummy half like you would of a middle link. It doesn't give you as big of an open side, which is a downside, but the good thing is, if you can angle in like that and turn him in, you've pretty much got a free run to the short side. One thing also to note here is, and actually I'll go back to the first example of this, and we'll talk about running direct first. But there's the open short side there, because they angle back in and twist that defender the wrong way. And here's another one. Always got to include the Dragons. Here we go. Okay, so this is an example of middle, and I think I've got one more example of a middle where you do play the open side. And you can do this, and it's effective, but what you've got to do is you've got to heavily emphasize your angle change. Because as you can see here, this player's backpedaling. He's not already on a run that's taking him to the short side. So you've got to make him do that. So you go short, you step back, and then you ball play. You can't just pick up and run to the open side, because it's a lot easier. If you're turning them in already, it's a lot easier for them to actually chase you. Final example, watch the last step in. There it is there, step in, step, and there's just that angle change that's really effective. And this is actually a really good example of if you want to play open side, but it's a middle, make him go short side while he's still offside, crack back, and then you play to the 4-on-3. Let's just go back and have a look at this one here. because this is actually very important. Whenever you're taking off from dummy half, you have, I meant to pause that. You have a surprise, you have 7 meters now. So his ball's played here. So you've probably got till here until that player's onside. So I want you, or if I'm ever coaching someone, I'll say, I want you to take 4 steps forward to here before you decide which way you want to run, which is exactly what this dummy half does. He doesn't take 4 steps, but he runs direct enough to be able to then step a player who's retreating. And it's so hard to, like, he's one of the best defenders in the game, that guy that made the touch. And it's just so hard when you're running backwards or backpedaling towards your line. That's a try, by the way, to be able to turn and defend someone who's running direct and then kicks away. But that's, yeah, as far as my preference go, again, if I've got someone who's just can throw a killer pass, I might put him at link. If I want someone to just run through, which is good early in the game, or something to be safe and complete a set, I'll go middle. And if they're getting their higher links up, I'll also go middle. So one I don't think is better than the other. It just depends on what type of players you have and what type of defense the other team's giving you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your preferred go-to is, and we'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. That's it. Yeah. Nice.